John will be presented with his plaque by his dad and board member, Johnny Ingram. I do need to interject something right here. We have told our inductees they have 5 minutes, okay? So if you see me come and tap them on the shoulder, that's what that means. Their 5 minutes is up. So you get to be first.
Thank you so much. I cannot begin to express how humbled I am to be standing here inducted into this 2014 class of the Marshall County Hall of Fame. To the other inductees, congratulations, and I promise you this, I'm going to set the bar low tonight with the speech, and you will not have to worry about, hopefully you won't have to worry about me going over my 5 minutes. Again, I'm very humbled to be standing here. It's an honor just to be nominated, to be selected is very, very special. I would not be standing here tonight if it weren't for the people that God put in my life. I've been surrounded by people throughout my life that have guided me and advised me to go in the right direction. I try to be coachable. I try to do what people tell me to do, and by doing that, I've been able to experience some successes in my life, and to everybody that's had a role in that, I appreciate that. It's a very, very big honor for me to be standing here and with you and thanking you for all of that. To our board members, this is such a first class event, and I want to thank you for the time and effort that you put into this induction ceremony this evening. It's very special, and we'll have very fond memories of this evening. Coach Bill Morgan, 2 years ago, talked to me about, 15 minutes about his interest in nominating me for the Marshall County Hall of Fame. And I kind of, brushed out. I thought, okay, nomination, that's great. I'll never be selected. That's one of those things. And just to stand here, again, it's very humbling. If you know Coach Morgan, I had the honor of working for Coach Morgan in the summers. I was a lifeguard at Arab City Pool. And knowing Coach Morgan, you know that my job description went well beyond lifeguard. It was basically whatever he told me to do. Boy, get in the truck. Yes, sir. Let's go. I need somebody to mow my yard. Yes, sir. I need somebody to do my flower beds. Yes, sir. But in all seriousness, Coach Morgan and I had a lot of conversations about life and in education. He was a teacher and a coach. He had been a college athlete. And it was his advice and his wisdom is super special to me. And I still carry some of those same ideas and philosophies with me today. I want to thank my family. My family first and foremost for their support and their guidance. I have been blessed to have a support group that is no other group can compare. My mom and dad, both educators, have been able to guide me with their advice. Knowing my family history, my father's life and his accomplishments, I paralleled a lot of those. He was a high school football player and a college football player. I did the same, and he became an educator. He was a football coach and an administrator. To know that I have that person I can go to at all times for advice and support is invaluable. To this day, in my role, in my profession, and if I'm just struggling with something, I always go to my parents to ask them for advice. My mom is probably where I get my competitive side. My mom taught algebra for 30 years. It was a running joke in our family that on the day of the county math tournament, it was like the morning of the Super Bowl. She was going to win it. She was going to win it big. And that's just how it was. And there's a legend in Arab that when I was about in 10th grade, all the varsity kids were working out, lifting. And my mother didn't think my brother was in shape. He was an 8th grader, 7th grader, 8th grader. So when the varsity kids would be working out in the mornings, my mother would bring my brother to the stadium and make him run bleachers, make him run sprints, because she wanted him to be in shape for the upcoming junior high season. And I can remember my brother walking by the older kids, just ducking and said, "God, this is embarrassing." But again, those are some light stories, but I'm so blessed to have that support group. My aunt and uncle, Andy and Judy Hill, are here this evening. I still have the letter that my uncle wrote me the day of the national championship game. Their influence on my life has been unbelievable, and they've always been there for me. And to all my friends and family that are sitting at the table, thank you very much. To my wife, Cindy and I have been together for many years. It's when it started in Jacksonville, we dated. She listened to me whine and complain, and if you know my wife, she's not a whiner or a complainer. Fussed about practices and injuries and things of that nature, and she sat there and listened to it. One time I was complaining, I'd broken my finger and I refused to go to treatment. I would not go to treatment, and I just wouldn't go have it seen about. And I was whining and complaining, and one night she just wheeled on me and turned and said, "Look, John, you got to stop whining or go see Coach Skidmore. I'm sick of it." So her support has been invaluable. She not only did she support me, she sacrificed. We had dated a long time, and she was in Arab, and I decided to play my last year of football, so we put some of our plans on hold. I got a chance to play with my brother. My parents got to see us play on the same field. I could continue Coach Burgess gave me the opportunity to continue my education. So I took advantage of it, and she was always there for me. She had to endure the road trips with my family. My dad is notorious for turning on a U-turn on a 4-lane highway because he missed a turn to the stadium. So that's just kind of a running joke within our family. So it's my daughter, Ella. My daughter, born 10 years ago, and she's just a blessing in my life. I hope for two things: that she would look like her mother and act like me. I got one of the requests. She looks like her mother. She does not act like me. So I'm outnumbered in my home, and I'm very blessed for my daughter. As a football player, I could not ask for better coaches. Coach Larry Patterson was our high school football coach, and I'm honored to go in a year behind him in the Hall of Fame. Coach Patterson brought a winning culture to Arab. He totally changed the mindset of all the players. And as a leader, I try to look at what other leaders do and what makes them successful. And one thing Coach Patterson could do, he knew exactly how to motivate the individual player. He knew who to motivate, and he knew who he could get on. And because of that, he was able to maximize the effort from all of our players, and the effort and the respect, or the effort on the football field is just evident in Coach Patterson's leadership and the respect we have for him today. Coach Patterson, thank you very much. Miss Becky's with us, and Miss Becky Patterson, also his sons Matt and Wes. It was an honor to coach them when I was at Arab, two fine young men. And Coach, thank you for your influence. I'm humbled that Coach Burgess is here tonight. Coach Bill Burgess took a chance on me and signed me at Jacksonville, and I was blessed, is what I should say, to be a part of some good football teams. Coach Burgess just respected each individual player. We all knew that he had our back and we had his, and we would do everything we could to support each other. Again, looking at what leaders do to be successful, Coach Burgess, I took away from Coach Burgess mental and physical toughness. You have to be mentally tough before you can be physically tough. And if there's one thing I think our teams were at Jackson, we were mentally tough. And we had a saying, we play anybody, anywhere. And Coach Burgess always used to say, if it was a parking lot, as long as they put white lines on it, we'd line up and play. And that carried on and resonated through our teams throughout our careers. And Coach Burgess was very emotionally stable. We were playing the national championship game. We were just talking about it sitting at the table. The opening kickoff, they go 99 yards for a touchdown. I would have lost my mind. Coach Burgess never changed. And watching him and him being that leader has had a huge influence on my life. To my teammates, I played with some great men in both high school and college. Many of them I have a relationship with today. And I just hope that I can be as good a teammate to them as they were to me, because they lifted me up, they supported me, and none of this induction, this honor would be possible without my teammates, my coaches, my family, and my support group. Again, to the Hall of Fame inductees, congratulations. To the board members, thank you for a great evening. Enjoy your evening. Thank you very much.